A brand new 9/11 memorial is opening to the public today. The 9/11 Memorial Glade honors all those who are suffering or who have died from exposure to toxins following the attacks. Joining us now is Alice Greenwald, who is the president and CEO of the National September 11th Memorial and Museum, to tell us more about everything that's going to be happening today. I know it's been a long time in the process. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Can you start by explaining why the memorial decided that they needed to build the Glade?
Well, you know, over the years, it became increasingly obvious that there is a major health crisis that derives directly from 9/11. And as the 9/11 Memorial, as the nation's place that commemorates in a sacred way those who were killed by the attacks, we felt it obligatory to recognize everyone who is now suffering and dying from what is now known as 9/11 related illnesses.
And why was today chosen for the dedication?
Well, today is actually the 17th anniversary of the official close of the recovery operations at what was called Ground Zero. So we commemorate this day every year, but this year is particularly special because of the commemoration, the dedication of the Glade.
Let's talk about the importance of the structures and how you decided to incorporate those big granite stones, 13 and 17 tons. What was the design process behind this?
Well, first I have to give credit to the original memorial architects, Michael Arad and Peter Walker, who we brought back to design this new element of the memorial. It needed to feel that it was a part of the original design. And the intention of this beautiful area on the southwest quadrant of the site is to create a contemplative green space, a pathway that you walk through. But as you walk down this pathway, you move through what are almost like gateways marked by these large stone monoliths, we call them, these granite rocks. And the rocks are pointing upward. They're moving out of the ground. They show a great deal of force and resistance, but they're worn and they're broken and there are cracks in them. And it is about strength through adversity, very symbolic of the determination, the perseverance of the men and women who participated in the rescue and recovery for 9 months, day and night, to bring our city back. One of the most beautiful pieces of this design, I think, is derived from a Japanese ceramic repair process known as kintsugi, and you've probably seen it, broken pottery that has inlaid bits of gold or silver, precious metal that bind the cracks. And our precious metal is remnant World Trade Center steel. So you will find in the cracks of these stones, World Trade Center steel binding, strengthening the broken places. It's very symbolic and very beautiful.
And emotional, too. I think it's important to note that we do not see the names of those first responders who have since passed. Explain why you guys made that decision.
Yes, absolutely. And it's not just first responders. I do want to be clear. There are so many people, first responders, recovery workers, tradespeople who worked at the site, but also downtown residents who came back to rebuild their lives, students who went to school in the area, workers downtown. So many people are ill. And in fact, tens of thousands of people are known to be sick with designated 9/11 illness, not just in New York. This goes across the country, all 50 states. I think it's everyone but one congressional district has somebody or someone's ill with this horrible situation. And, you know, in a situation where we've already seen as many as 2,000 deaths since 9/11 because of the breathing in of the toxins, the exposures. This is only, sadly, tragically going to increase over time. So we made a decision with our stakeholders that we wouldn't be able to list individual names because those names will sadly continue to have to be added. But this is a dedicated space to all of them.
Is there something else besides visiting the Glade that people can do to honor all of those New Yorkers, and as you said, now people across the country that came to try to help on that day?
Well, I think there's a lot everyone as a citizen can do in this country. You know, there is legislation, the Zadroga Act, which was reauthorized in 2015 to provide ongoing health care and ongoing compensation for the victims of this situation, the 9/11 illnesses. And unfortunately, the portion of that bill for victim compensation is set to expire in 2020.
And decrease significantly until then.
And exactly, they feel that they don't have enough money to cover the number of claims that are coming in. So, you know, as citizens, one can actually advocate for the reauthorization on a permanent basis. These people came when we needed them.
Yes.
And they deserve to be honored, to be treated with respect, and to have our compassion.
And what time today can people come to see this beautiful unveiling?
Well, the dedication will take place at 10:30. I would say by 11 o'clock this morning, the Glade will be open to the public.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. What an important mission.
Thank you.
Alice, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.